In this lesson, I'll be showing you how to play the song Mute by Native Construct. If you question the accuracy of this lesson, or would just like to see a demonstration of the song, there's a link in the description that leads to my playthrough video. So you might have noticed that I have a 6-string guitar and Native Construct uses 8-string guitars. But fortunately, the majority of the song is just triads on the A and E string, so I really only had to make about 3 or 4 modifications for the 6-string guitar. So it doesn't matter if you have a 6-string, 7-string, or 8-string guitar, you can learn the song. And I'll be sure to point out where the modifications are at. Another thing you should know is that this song has a lot of chords and it's a pretty difficult song. So I'm going to assume if you're trying to learn it, you're a pretty good guitarist and you don't need me to go through every single little detail in the song. So to teach it as fast as possible, I'm just going to call out the shapes of the triads and what fret they're coming off of. So for example, off of the 6th fret here, I might say a diminished triad, a minor triad, a major triad, a diminished 1st inversion, a minor 1st inversion, and a major 1st inversion. And then there's other variations that I'll be sure to point out when we get to those. So let's hop right into it. So the song starts with a diminished chord on the 6th fret of the A string, down to the 5, back to the 6, minor on the 6, and then that was a major 1st inversion suspended, so that's 6-3-3 to 5-3-3, and then a diminished on the 5. Next section, minor on the 6, diminished on the 8, back to the minor on the 6, a major 1st inversion on the 5. Then we repeat that. But instead of going to the major 1st inversion, we're going to go to a diminished on the 7. Major 1st inversion on the 5, to a diminished on the 6, diminished on the 7. Then we go back to the 6, but with some variations. We're going to play 6-5-2, 6-3-2. That one's a stretch. And then we've got this. 6-6-4-4. And then 6-5-4-4, 6-4-5-4. Next section, major on the 7, major on the 8, 6-6-4. Six, 3, 4, 6, 4, 4. Okay, minor on the 7, major on the 8, major on the 7, diminished on the 8. Okay, major 1st inversion on the 6, diminished on the 7, diminished on the 8, back to the 7 but with a twist. 7-6-3 to 7-4-3, 7-7-5-5. From there, a little instrumental break, and then we're going to have a chromatic descent from the 13th fret of the G string. That last bit was 9, 10, 7, 9, 6, 10. And then minor triad on the 11th on the E. So the chords here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you them all and then I'll play it for you. So there's the minor triad on the 11th fret of the E, major triad, and then we have 13, 11, 8, and then a regular diminished on the 13. So that section goes like this. Little descent there, and then that's 8-6 to 9-8, major 1st inversion on the 10, back to the minor on the 11, major on the 14. And then this is the first modification for the 6th string. We're going to play the open D string and then go to a minor first inversion on the 2nd fret. But for you 7 and 8 string guys, you can play the 5th fret of the A string and then play your minor first inversion on the 7th fret of your B string, I believe that is. So. Next section, diminished first inversion on the 4, and we've got 3, 4, 4 to a major 7 on the 2nd fret. Then we've got 6, 4, 6 to a major first inversion. Then a chromatic ascent. This next section is kind of weird, but your ring finger is going to stay planted on the 7th fret of the E string, and we've got a bunch of chords based around that. So this first one is a minor with a major 7, like that. And then you lift up to go to a regular minor. Then you go back, and you lift up to do a diminished first inversion, major, diminished, and finally a minor on the 6th fret. Major on the 7, major on the 9, major 7 on the 3, major 7 on the 2, and then it starts over. But for that chromatic ascent, instead of going to the 3rd fret, we're going to go to the 4th fret. And then instead of going up, we're going to go down. So that's 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 3. Minor on the 5, 3, 4, major 7 on the 4, minor first inversion on the 6. Then we're going to do a diminished first inversion to a regular diminished. Alright, and then this variation here. So that's 6, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5. Same shape, just move down a fret. So we have a chromatic ascent from the 2nd fret, minor descent to the open E, and then here's the modification for the 6th string. We got to play inverted power chords on the 6th and 4th fret. Just like that. For everyone else, you're just going to play that D sharp and C sharp an octave lower. 1, 4, 2, 4, 4, open, diminished first inversion on the 2nd fret. 1, 3, open, 2, and 1. Minor on the 4, diminished on the 5, and then 4, 5, 3. Little ascent here to a diminished first inversion on the 6. Same shape going down, major on the 6. And then at this point in the playthrough, I actually go to the other guitarist's part, which is this. Just because that's fun to play. So that starts on the 10th fret of the G string. And then you go down a half step. But the other guitarist at that point, after the major chord, plays a diminished first inversion on the 7, add your pinky to the D, and then come up to the 8th fret with your pointer finger. And I think right here is where he switches to his clean tone. You're going to play a major 7. And you're going to keep your pointer finger here, but you want to stretch your pinky to the 12th fret. You're going to pick the 12th fret and use your ring finger to pluck the G string to play the 8th fret. Then 7, 9. Then end with a minor triad on the 11th fret. And then move down to some kind of minor 7, major 7, I don't know. Okay, so at this point it starts with 11, 10 to 10, 9. And then the 7th chord, this 12, 11, 10. So then we go 10, 8, 10. Strum that again. And then 8, 7, 9. 9, 8, 9, 10. We come back here. But instead of going down, we're going to come up to 12, 11, 11. And then the whole thing starts over. Then there's a melody that plays over top of that. I'm just going to play it really slow for you. But it starts on the 10th fret and does a major 7 descent. 10 to 12. And 10 to octave. 11. Okay, then you do the major 7 descent again. 10, 12. Octave. Then a chromatic descent. And then we're going to slide up to the 16th fret, to the 15, and then it starts over. You play all that, and then when it ends, we're going to play that 9, 8, 9, 7. And then we're going to pluck the open D string and use our middle and ring finger to pluck the B and the E string. Then we come down and play this melody. One, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3. Then we're going to play octaves on the G string, starting on the 11. But we're going to pick the root note with our pick, and we're going to use our ring finger to pick the high E string. So that point, 10, 12, 10, 9, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 8, 9, 8, 6. And there's a really long instrumental, and you're going to come back in with octaves on the 1st fret of the E string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So now you want to put your distortion back on. We're going to play from 8 to 10. And then we're going to string bend from the 9 to the 11. And then we're going back and forth from 9, 11, and 13. To 8. This next section, I'm actually not 100% sure if this is right. It's kind of one of the messy sections, but I think this is right. It's 2nd fret on the E, 3rd fret on the D, 2nd on the E, 2nd fret on the D, and then 3rd and 3rd on the E and D. Then octaves on the A, 1, 3, 1, 2. We've got a minor 2nd inversion on the 6th fret. Add the pinky to make it a major. Minor 1st inversion on the 7. And then an inverted power chord on the 6, 6, and 8. Alright, and then the solo. I'll just go ahead and play it really slow. At this point, there are 2 different licks that they play here. The first one repeats the riff. It goes like this. And it leads back into the solo again. The second one ends it, and it goes like this. So then we're in the finale. This last bit is really tricky. For you 7 and 8 string guys, it's basically a diminished pattern that's sort of rising. But you want to play that an octave lower. So you got to go from that F to a D, but since we don't have that lower D on the 6-string guitar, we're going to simulate that by playing the A and the D with the palm mute. So 1, open, 4, 1, and 2, 4, 5, 7, 4, 3, 1, 2, series of triplets. 4 to 5, 4 to 3, 3 to 1, then 5, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and another triplet, 5 to 3, then this descent, 5, 3, 0, 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, 6, and a chromatic ascent from the 2nd fret. Then another descent, 5, 3, 0, 3, 4, and then speed picking starting on the 3rd fret. Alright, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, so 4, 2, 4, so that's inverted power chord on the 5th fret, and then for us 6-string guys we're going to end with the diminished 1st inversion on the 2nd fret. For the 7 and 8-string guys, I think you're actually supposed to add your pinky to that 4th fret on the B string. And I don't even think you need the 5th right there, you just need the 1st and 3rd. But yeah, that's how you play mute.